What's up, the friends that are on Zoom? If you're watching live, if you're watching the replay, I want to say hello. We'll get started in about 30 seconds. I just want to get everything recorded, everything up and running, and we will be fairly quick today. It's the joke. I say it all the time. It'll be like 3 hours. No, we're going to be as quick as possible. I should time myself. I'd like to ideally get this under 20 minutes, ideally, but sometimes it goes to about a half hour. I definitely don't want to exceed that because this is very simple. Let's go ahead and record. Okay, welcome Team Gang friends. Vin here. I want to say welcome to the guests. Welcome if you're watching live, if you're watching the replay. I would like to say welcome. I want to share with you a program that is really very super simple. And the way I like to show it is for the everyday person, the person that has, to put it into context, like myself, a background as a working class background, person that worked 40, 50, 60 hours a week for many, many years. I did the traditional 401k, 457, Roth IRA, mutual funds, all the traditional investments. Uh, Over the years, I've been approached, or I've known about cryptocurrency over the years. I've been always optimistically skeptical, but I never really was involved with cryptocurrency until recently. I said, you know what? I don't have $10 million sitting in a crypto account. You don't either, right? If you're watching this, you probably don't either. And the world's gone digital. And I says, let me get started in this space. And you take AI, you take crypto, you take social media. And the reason most people like this program is is very simple. It is AI crypto trading software. But the good thing is you don't have to know anything about AI crypto trading or software. Saying it's, I'm going to compare it to like having a savings account. It's just accelerated at such a fast pace because of AI. AI is changing the world, it's changing how we live. So the way I see it, and a lot of people see it the same way, is why not put AI on my side and make it basically make it pay my bills for me, right? So that's this program. If you're looking for passive income, if you're looking for recurring income, if you're also looking for something, a strategy to create residual income, then this program is for you. You don't need any skills for this. This is a set it and forget it program. I will share with you a website that was shared with me. A friend of mine reached out to me, and I'll just share with you what he said to me. He said, Vin, there's a program that, oh, wait, this isn't the website. This is the website. See, it has AI on it, right? So you can ask the question, any questions you want. So if someone's sharing this with you, they can share this website with you. That was shared with me. Friend of mine said, hey, Vin, he said, there's this program. You can create a free account. If you want to get started, you can start as low as $100. There's no monthly, and it's returning about 2.5% per week. That was good enough for me. And I want to share that because that's kind of really what's going on. Hey, Maddie, what's going on, buddy? Is this is a very, very simple program. So that's what I did. If someone's sharing this with you, there's a couple things on it. There is a brief introduction. This is about the AI, advanced AI trading technology. There's a brief introduction. There's a full presentation. There's information about the founder, about the technology, proof of trades. We'll get into that a little bit. I'm not going to show proof of trades, but there are proof of trades, the legal, the compliance, the rewards plan. And if you do decide to get started, you can download this app, even if you have a free account in the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. So if you click enroll now, you could just very simply create a free account. That's step one. Create a free account. There's no obligation. You do not have to fund the account. I did that right away because I actually wanted to look at the back office, and it's got a great back office. A few things about since I got started, because I got started 4 months ago with this program. Was it 4 months? I got started March, was April, May, June, July, about like 4.5 months ago. At first, and by the way, if you're watching this, your belief level, if you're new to this, is low, right? Because that's like when my friend reached out to me and my belief level was low. I had no reason to not believe in him or trust his judgment, but my belief in the program was low. And then I put a couple of I put a couple of uh, dollars into it, and I watched it grow week by week by week. And then I was watching it grow by 2% a week, 2.5% a week, 1.8% a week, right? 3% a week. And then it got my attention. I started watching some Zooms, and there's so much information about that. I listened to some of the Q&As. By the way, there's a Q&A today, which is live. You can ask any question. It's a very transparent program. So that's what got my attention. And that's why I said, let me create accounts for my kids. And I did that, create an account for my kids. I did share it with a few people. And as it's gone on, I said, this program is, in my experience of online marketing, direct selling, network marketing, affiliate marketing, this is mathematically the best program I've ever seen because of the math, because you don't have to speak to anyone to get paid, and you will, in fact, get paid every single week. Now, there's no guarantees. I'm going to get into that. There's no guarantees in anything in life. But with this program, it's very simple for the everyday person. So you can create a free account. Make sure the person that is sharing this with you, you go to their link and you can create that free account. I like that the team does have a back office, a team site. So there's announcements where you can learn about the new AI system. I'll show you a little about that. There's the reviews. There's the Polar AI. I'll share that with you about the AI system. And there are events that are coming up. If you want to meet the founder will be in Atlanta in a couple of months. I'll be there because I'm not far from there. I'll drive there. It's funny because on AI on online there's all these negativity about anything. If you look up Mother Teresa, there's going to be really bad things about her and really good things about her. So that's just how the internet is, as we know. They actually said that this guy doesn't exist. He's AI, but we've seen him on countless Zooms and in person. So it goes to show you've got to do your own diligence on anything. If you go into this back office that we have for the teams, you can go to resources, you can go to recordings, and you can watch some of the recordings with the founder. Here are some of the Q&A trainings that are recorded. And what's great about these is any questions you have, you can watch one or two of these and you'll get all your questions asked and answered, or you can just go on live and ask any questions you may have. You can do that. What I did was, because I'm fairly busy, I would listen to this stuff while I would out getting my steps, walking, right? And so there's Zoom info. So there's presentations generally twice a day, Monday through Thursday. I'll be doing more on Fridays and Mondays myself. And today, let's go to today. Today is the 23rd, right? The 23rd. So there is a open presentation actually in a couple hours where they do a real deep dive. I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to do a quick overview for the everyday person. And then there's the Q&A. You can get on and listen to the Q&A at 6 p.m. Eastern. And it's all here in the back office. They have the trading results since launch. I'll show you more about that. So you can see all the results of the trading every single week. Again, you don't have to know anything about crypto, anything about trading. You just have to want to make money, I guess, without doing anything. I'm just being real with you. I know that sounds kind of like, what is that about? But it's true, and that's what's happening. They have live chat, so there are humans behind this company that you can speak to at any given time. That's 24/7. They have the Polar AI marketing system that this is really in depth. So you can get started here. This is free for the first 30 days. It's not mandatory. And then if you want to participate in this program, what I like is here they have these Polar AIs. They all work for you. They have the photographer, the business advisor. You click here, Polar AI. That's the business. No, here's the business advisor here. And you can take a deep dive into this system, and it will really, there's a lot that it does here. Graphic designer support, right? So there's a lot to this program. I like this program because, again, I'm a busy dad and husband and father, and I wanted something set it and forget it. So what I'm going to share with you right now is a very simple, um, is real simplicity, because I'm going to compare it to what you already know. And I'm going to introduce it as Polar Tensor. This is the future of algorithmic trading. Again, if you ask me, I'm not just playing dumb. I don't know what algorithmic trading is. I've heard the term algorithm, right? I guess I kind of in trading, but I will say this. I know I keep going back and forth from the slides and back. There's a few things that exist and we know it. AI exists and we know it. Crypto exists and we know it. Trading exists and we know it. And AI crypto trading exists and we know it. It's just a matter of, do you want to get with the program and get with the times and have something in addition to what you're doing? You may be involved with another business. You may be very busy. What I'm going to share with you right out the gate is something where set it and forget it. You obviously don't have to do Zooms like this. You don't have to participate. From a customer perspective, I'm going to show this to you. And again, there's no monthly cost for this. It's really very simple process. In introducing Polar Tensor, there's no income guarantees. Anyone that's guaranteeing you anything in life, you've got to take that with a grain of salt because that's a red flag. Any guarantee in anything is a red flag. I didn't know it was going to rain today 2 months ago, but it's raining right now. So no incomes is guaranteed. No earnings are guaranteed. Past results, what I'm going to share with you, aren't can't predict future results. That doesn't determine what's going to happen. Like I said, it's raining today. That doesn't mean it's going to rain a month from now. We just simply don't know. I think 2020 has shown us that we just don't know what's going to happen next. Okay. Things that I like about this program, it's free. You can create a free account, one, and that is step one. If you want to start with $100, you can start with just $100 and, check it out. You have access to those funds at any given time. You can take it out. There's no lock on your funds. There's no monthly cost. A lot of times with programs online, there's like a membership or an auto ship or something that you have to buy every single month. This doesn't have that. It's very simple. There's customers that have some, or people that I know have created accounts, and I don't even know if they're checking it. It's set it and forget it. It's literally set it and forget it. And that's what I did, and that's what people are doing. This is the from Binance to historical returns. So it's historically in the last 24 months, it's doing on average 21% per month. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this super simple and share with you what it's like to have a savings account. And I think you'll already know about what it's like to have a savings account because you probably have a savings account. But I don't look at this any different from having a bank account. To be honest with you, it's accelerated so much quicker than a bank account. So on this savings account in the bank, you see if you Google what's the average rate for a savings account, it's 0.38% annually. So 0.38% per year. That will return you about $3, well, exactly $3.80 per year. Let's just say hypothetically the bank account did 1% per year. On $1,000, that would make the annual return $10. Now that $10 is actually what's called passive income. It's passive because there's no maintenance. It was a set it and forget it program. You didn't have, it's not even residual because residual, you would have to, residual income is residue of work that you've already done. This is passive where there's nothing to even do. It's just a matter of opening an account. So the $10 passive income would be on $1,000 if your savings account had 1%. What if it had 2%? If it had 2%, it'd be $20. So this is something that we all know because it's very easy math. However, we also do know this. We do know that inflation has been devaluing the value of the dollar. So the value of the dollar has been decreasing. So that same $1,000 in the savings account annually will be losing approximately $18 per year. Now, after 2 years, that's $36. After 3 years, it's about $53. Now, I'm not saying take your money out of the bank. You obviously do what you want to do. Obviously, we keep money in the bank. We keep cash on hand. But this is just an example of things that we already know. This Polar Tensor and creating an account here isn't a one or the other. To me and to most people, this is about diversifying in a space, in a world, in AI and in crypto and digital that is accelerating at speeds we've never seen before. So what we're going to do is, as an example, we'll use the same $1,000. Yes, you can get started for $100 or $423, anything you want, right? But we're going to use the $1,000 as an example. Now, for $1,000, if you had that same amount in a Polar Tensor AI crypto trading account, on average, it's doing 20% per month, which is 5.29% per week, which is significant. But we're going to use 2% as an example. So what I have highlighted here, if you did have $1,000 in a Polar account, it would be on average, past results do not dictate future results, but on average, if you look at the last 24 months, it would be averaging 3.17% per week. But let's do $1,000, 2% per week and see what that would look like. What that would look like would be $2,800 annually in passive income. Over the course of 2 years, that would be $7,800. Over the course of 3 years, that'd be close to $22,000 on the $1,000 at 2% per week. So I'm doing this to illustrate a couple of things. One, as I go through these numbers, you got to think, would it be worth it for you on your time to take a deeper dive and maybe watch a full hour presentation, maybe listen to a Q&A? Because if you're like me and you did the 401k and the Roth IRA and things like that, that's all well and good, but 30, 40 years ago, we couldn't predict the world we're living in now. And the world we live in now, compared to the world we used to live in, is unrecognizable. So being involved with systems that are available to the common person today, I find very interesting. And I'm sharing these numbers because maybe you find them interesting too. So with the Polar Tensor account, average return 2% per week over the course of 3 years. This is close to $22,000. And by the way, this is not by not telling anyone, this has nothing to do with recruiting or sales or anything. This is just set it and forget it. And you have access to your funds at all times, right? Now, if that was $2,000, that would be $43,000, almost $44,000 in 3 years on a set it and forget it program. Or if it was $8,000 as an example, that would be $175,000. Again, I'm doing this to say, hey, is it worth your time to maybe look at a full presentation, write down all your questions, and have them answered? Okay. Now, if you did have $8,000, on average, it's a 3.7% per week return on average with the past results thus far. But let's just say it was 3%, because again, I'm illustrating the power of compounding, which most of us don't really realize because we're taught to put money into a 401k and wait 30 years. This is, let's just say 3 years. $8,000 at 3% over the course of 3 years would be $804,000. So now you're looking at these numbers saying, these numbers are significant to the average person, to the working class American like myself, or the working class person. This is a global company, so anyone can get started anywhere for the most part. There's a few countries I don't think you could, like Syria or wherever else, but anyone in any country can start an account here. And again, you can start one for free. So create an account for free. And two, if you want, you could start for as low as $100 and you have access to your $100 at any given time. So I'm giving you an example. So a lot of people say, well, I don't understand cryptocurrency. And I get it because I don't really understand cryptocurrency. I'll be honest with you. I don't really understand it that much either. I'm not going to explain blockchain to anyone. And it's funny, I talk to people sometimes, they're like, well, they want to sound like crypto experts. Well, blockchain this and that. And then you get into listening to them and they're full of crap. They don't even know what they're talking about either. I do know enough about crypto to know a couple things. I want to share these numbers with you. So cryptocurrency in 2009, there was under 100 users worldwide. This is cryptocurrency users worldwide. In 2009, it's under 100 people. Fast forward 10 years to 2019, it was still under 1%, but there were millions, 45 million people worldwide. 2020, something happens. The world changes. Everything changes. You know it, I know it. And that number almost triples. It more than doubles from 2019 to 2020. Since then, it's gone from 1% to 12%, which is a staggering number. Staggering. They're saying over the next 5 years, 30%, 3 out of 10 people will be using cryptocurrency. So when you have countries using crypto, banks are using cryptocurrency, corporations are accepting it, governments are using it. It's time, I said to myself, I've got to get involved with this program. And again, I like this program. I got to get involved in crypto, but what I like about this program is really the simplicity. Okay. Now, when I'm sharing with you, some things may be confusing. This is why if I showed you those numbers and they're interesting, you may want to consider looking at a full presentation and really getting your questions asked and answered. Learn more about the founder on a full presentation. They're going to take a deep dive on that. They're going to take a deep dive on the insurance protection, asset protection program, which is something I've never seen before in any type of program where you're deposits are protected by a third-party insurance. They're not protected if there's a black swan event or the ups and downs of trading. They're not protected by if the quote unquote blockchain goes away, but they are protected from any type of nefarious activities, any type of rug pull type of situation. And I think that's the thing that most people are really concerned with. The professional liability, cybersecurity, operational risk, third-party liability, things like that. Your deposits are covered, so whether it's $100 deposited or $100,000 deposited or $10 million deposited, there's the asset protection that protects your finances. That's something I have never seen before. Now, utilizing the software, a couple things I want to go through quickly is there's a 10% one-time license fee. So as an example, if you start with $100, it would be a $10 would be the licensing fee. If you're starting with 100, we suggest do start with 112. Why? Because if you subtract 10% of that, that is $11.20, and therefore you will start your account with $100.80. Okay, so start with the 112. There is a one-time fee of 10%. The next is a performance fee by tier. We're going to share that. We're going to tell you what that is in a second. That'll determine how much you make per week. There's the weekly profit distribution. Every Friday, we get paid on our returns as well as on our referrals. Withdraw your fees at any time. That's a great deal, right? There's no lock on your fees. If you take your fees out within the first 12 months, it's a 10% penalty. If you take it out within the first 24 months, it's a 5% penalty. After that, it's free for 24 months. If you ever had a CD account or let alone a 401k, 401k, you can't touch it for like forever. And when you do, it's quite a bit. There's a 0% withdrawal fee. You can withdraw. I just withdrew funds yesterday. Move out of your balance while with no charge, which is very generous of the company to do that. Sometimes there's fees of like 10% to take funds out. There's a flat fee of 2 USDT, which is $2 in cryptocurrency, two stable coins, the same thing as $2, is 2 USDT. Whether you withdraw $50 or $500,000, it's 2,000. I'm sorry, it's $2. There's the starter, there's the different tiers when you get started. There's a starter tier is $100 if you get started. That's the tier you're in. The basic is $500. Now you can put in over 500. It could be $530. You'll fall into a certain tier as you decide to get started. You could always go from next tier to next tier. I'll show you more about that. Advanced is 2,000. Professional 8,000. Elite starts at 25,000. Enterprise starts at 100,000. And you can see the performance fee decreases, which means we keep more. And I'll show you more of that on the next slide. I want to keep this simple. Remember, I like the comparison to a bank account because that's something we all understand. Obviously, there's a live chat with real humans. There's a real validated trades, validated asset protection. And that's why I feel comfortable enough to do a Zoom on this. So let's talk about the numbers again. Historical rates, 21% per month, 5.29% per week. These do vary. They've varied recently. They're up and they're down, right? So that's like anything else. There's no fixed guarantee. So these are we're going to go according to the 5.29% per week. And these are the different tiers. Okay. So the starter, basic, advanced, professional, elite, and enterprise, like I just shared with you, is 100, 500, 2,000, 8,000. Okay. That's where they start. Now, what you'll notice here is the performance fee decreases as you go from tier to tier. That means that the amount we keep increases. So I do want to share, like, I'll show you this too. Why a person, if you started for $100, your goal should be to get to $500 minimum quickly because you'll make more money, right? Do you want to you'll make more your returns. So as the amount that we keep increases, that's why the rate of return increases. And that's how, and by the way, the performance tier is how the entire thing is paid out, is through the performance fees. So let's do an example. Now, I want to do an example. We're going to use the compound calculator. Now, again, past performance does not guarantee future results. But what we're going to do is we're going to take, and obviously we know your goal, like anything, whether it's a bank account, my kids do the same thing. Their goal is to grow their account. My goal is to grow my account. My goal is to grow, our goal is to grow our wealth. So your goal is to grow your account. But what we're going to do is instead of 5.29%, we're going to use 5%. And we're going to do that to keep a round number. We're going to make it a little bit lower. Let me go ahead to the compound calculator for a second, and I want to share with you what that actually looks like. So let's go back and forth. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to $100 at 2.5%. What does that look like with how would that look like if we compounded over 3 years? So it's $100 at 2.5% over the course of 3 years. Let's calculate the returns. That's $4,700. Not a whole lot of money, but it's a lot of money when you consider you park $100 and just leave it there. Again, I can't say it enough. There's no guarantees in anything in life, guys. I think we all know that by now. And so, what's great about this system is if you have this system and you share this with someone, they can click here and watch to learn more, and they're right on your website, so people can create free accounts. But $100 at 2.5% is $4,700 after 3 years. If there's any questions, throw them into the Q&A, by the way. And you could see here as it grows, $2.50 a week, 256. See here, 263, 269. After 1 year, that looks like after 52 weeks, you're now making $8 a week. See it here, $8, then $9, then $9 per week. That's not, we're talking about on $100 after 2 years. So let's look at what $500 would look like. If we do $500 and we go to the rate, I think the rate is 3%. We'll go look quick here. The rate is 3%. So we'll go to the compound calculator. And I get with the person who's sharing this with you so they can share with you this compound calculator. If you're watching this online, you can click a link below. We can send you the free calculator to take a look and play around with this. $500 at 3% after 3 years, calculate the returns is $50,000. So you can see there's a big difference between having an account that has $100 in it to $400. To $500. An extra $400 brings you, close to $45,000 more over the course of 3 years. So you see here with 500, you're making roughly $15 a week. Now that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but when it's coming in every single week, it is a lot of money because you don't have to do anything for this. It's not a matter of making sales or talking to people or recruiting or any of that. This program is a set it and forget it program. And if you look after 52 weeks, you're now looking at, $69, $70 a week, a couple bucks per week. It starts to add up. This is why the power of compounding really gets moving. Let's look at what it looks like at $2,000, the next tier. $2,000, and that's at 3.25%. That looks like $293,000. So now there's a lot of people. As a matter of fact, I believe that's less than most people have on average in their 401k. So if you're looking to play catch up in life, this program may be for you. I think this program's for everybody. I mean, my kids all have accounts. They don't even know they have accounts. I put it in there for them, set it and forget it. I just clicked auto reinvest. That's all you got to do, right? And so $293,000, you see, the weekly profit starts at $2.92, but I mean, sorry, $292 a week. And after 52 weeks, that's 300. Oh, it started here. Let's look at after 2 years, right? After 2 years, 100, was that 102 weeks would be, let's go 104 weeks. You're looking at $1,800 a week. That's very significant income. I mean, you can leave it, you can take it out, you can take it out at any time, you can take it out weekly, you can take it out monthly. And so next one I'll do is $8,000. And that is the next tier at 3.5% per week. Calculate the returns, and you're looking at, $1.7 million. Even if it did half of that, that's very significant, very significant. So when you think about like where you're going to go. How would you turn $10,000 into, if you could turn $10,000 into $1 million in 3 years, would it be worth your time to create an account, watch a couple Zooms? Would that be worth your time to see if this is real, to see if it's validated, the trades are real, the asset protection, learn more about the protection, learn more about the CEO and why the founder created this. There's a lot of validation with this. Is more validation with this than I've seen in anything. That's included product-based businesses. Now, when it comes to an affiliate program, if you're looking for an affiliate program, if you're involved in a home-based business, because I just shared with you some numbers that are significant, right? But if you took those numbers, they can grow geometrically. The same way I showed you $8,000 can become $1.8 million, right? The same way I showed you that if everything stayed the same and past results do not dictate future results, but if 8,000 can turn into 1.8 million by using the referral program, the geometry just takes it completely off the charts. Now, if you've ever been involved in a home-based business, there's a few things that make it very challenging. The first thing is in a product-based, home-based business, what makes it tough is something like a membership or an ordership. Anytime you have a customer or an affiliate on a team that has a monthly, you especially if you grow a team of people that all have a monthly expense, what you actually create for yourself is a liability in business because now it's your goal to help everybody and assist every single person if you can possibly do it to get them to either break even or make positive cash flow. The problem with that is, as one person breaks even, you have another 30 people that have a monthly expense. So that's the first issue. That's eliminated here. Anyone that has an account has no monthly. So the truth is, they really can't even leave. They can take their monies out at any given time, but they generally, I mean, I have 100% retention. I had one friend of mine that his dog had emergency surgery, took money out of the account, got the surgery in the dog. Thank God the dog's okay. And now he started funding his account again. So, and I've been in the home-based space. It doesn't matter how great your product is. If you have a wellness product or a service, your service could be legal or insurance. It could be products like whatever it is, lotions, potions, muck from the oceans, powders, weight loss. We all want to look good. We all want to feel good. We all want those products. None, as many people as want to look good, feel good, the same amount of people don't want a monthly expense. You can't compete with Amazon. This has been shown. And so that's a tough business. This eliminates all of that. So that's what makes this a residual machine. Even network marketers that I know don't really understand the concept of compounding, and they don't understand that you can stack nickels, you can stack quarters, you can stack dimes and dollars. Where if you're in a business that has no retention, that you're always trying to shore up the hole in the bucket. So if you're looking for something that has retention, is sticky, has the support, I showed you there's a ton of support. We have 2 Zooms a day. I do Zooms. We have live Q&A. There's an AI marketing system. There's the asset protection program you can learn more about. So your money is protected. So there's all of this stuff. It's a real open book on something that if you want to gather customers and you want to share something with people that you don't want them to get hurt, they can start a free account. They can start for $100. At that point, they can make their own decisions and put in whatever funds they're comfortable with. As an example, you can enroll someone for $100, and should they decide the next week they put in $10,000, that's their business, that's their account. But I want you to know something from a business perspective. When that person puts in the $10,000, that's equivalent to you enrolling another 100 customers. All right. Someone puts in $50,000. That's like you enrolling 500 customers like this. So that's what's very exciting about this. This is a very simple vertical to add to your busy life. If you're very busy and you're looking for something to set it and forget it, get back to the person that invited you to see this. Is there anyone on right now that would like to jump on and say, hey, uh, yes. Yes, to answer that question. Uh, yes. So is there anyone that would like to join in or say something or have a question, anything? Raise your hand. Nice. Like we're in school now. Just raise your hand and we'll call on you. And I'll wait a minute or two. If not, we can get on with our day. A lot of people are watching this. If you're watching live, I'll go back over to YouTube. If you're watching live on YouTube, drop your questions below there. Let me go over to YouTube, see if there's a live question there. I'll do this from my mobile device, and I am on. Let's see. Hmm. Okay. All right. Do I get the Jeopardy music? All right, so hold on. Uh anyone? Bueller? Live. Okay. All right. I don't see any questions, but if you watch the replay, I actually can't get onto it and see it. Anyway, if you have any questions, get back to the person who invited you, get on with us, get on the Q&A. The Q&As are really great. The Q&As and they're recorded too. So, but I like listening to the Q&A. You want to laugh? Well, not, I don't know if it's funny, but listening to the Q&A, I'll be walking, getting my steps in and listening to the Q&A, and I'm like, wow, that's a great question. I never even thought to ask that question. So it's just it just gets your belief level to realize this is an incredible program. So I couldn't miss this. And that's why I'm doing this Zoom and sharing it with you. So for everyone, I want to say thank you for tuning in. God bless you. If you need anything, get back to the person who invited you. We will see you at the top and we'll see you on the next presentation. Let's go do it.